Agent O'Toole of the Continental, here to assist you with this John Wick Chapter 3 review. What's going on, guys? Ryan O'Toole back here again, giving you guys another review. Today I'm going to be reviewing the film that I've been looking forward to reviewing all year. It's one of my favorite action franchises, the third installment, John Wick Chapter 3, Parabellum. Directed by Chad Stahelski, who has directed all three John Wick movies so far, and starring Keanu Reeves, Halle Berry, Angelica Houston, Ian McShane, and of course I can't forget about Lawrence Fishburne. This review is going to be spoiler free. John Wick Chapter 3 is a big movie. It just came out. I don't want to reveal any spoilers because if you guys haven't seen the film yet, don't worry, this is going to be spoiler free. You are safe here. This movie takes place directly after the events from John Wick Chapter 2. After John Wick murdered one of the members of the High Table, the manager of the Continental automatically placed a bounty on him called Excommunicado, and John Wick is now being hunted down by every single mafia hitman person in New York. All of these mafia hitmen assassins are out to kill John Wick. John Wick Chapter 3 Parabellum is a film that I've been looking forward to all year. I mean, the John Wick franchise is seriously one of the best action franchises today. First one was amazing. The second one was amazing. And now this one. Was it amazing? Yes, it was amazing. John Wick Chapter 3 lives up to the expectations of the first two. The biggest difference with John Wick Chapter 3 Parabellum is that it's a big action film. All these other action films that have come out as of recently, they feel like babies. Like last year with Mission Impossible Fallout, like that was also a big daddy action film. And the rest of these other films feel like children. Step aside because we have Mission Impossible Fallout and John Wick Chapter 3 now. I absolutely loved every second of the action in this film, and that is the best thing about this movie is the freaking action. The action in this movie is non-stop. There are so many memorable action sequences and so many well choreographed action. John Wick is such a well fleshed out character that you care about what's going on the screen. Just like in the previous John Wick films, you care about this character and you want to see him kick ass, and he does in this film. A lot of the action sequences in this film reminded me of The Bourne Ultimatum, the third film in the Bourne trilogy, and The Bourne Ultimatum had this one action sequence that was my favorite hand-to-hand fight of all time, including Jason Bourne and this other hitman. In this film, there was a scene that reminded me of that action sequence. It was so well filmed, the sound effects were extremely good, the choreography was excellent in this film. You could definitely see where the punches were going, you could feel the punches yourself, and my freaking goodness, it is brutal. The film definitely delivers on that R rating that you want to see, and I was pleased with how brutal this was. I was just like, oh! All of these assassins are out to kill John Wick, and the stakes are higher for him because he made a mistake in the previous film by killing somebody on the Continental ground. There's this new lady who's running the High Table. He's going to all of John Wick's associates and friends and saying, because you communicated with John Wick, you have 1 week until you're disbanded or else we will kill you. We get to introduce to some new characters. Like I said, there's a new High Table member. Might I say, the assassins of the High Table, we'll get to them. But let's talk about Halle Berry, because Halle Berry was in the trailers. She really is an underappreciated actress. Ever since she came off of the X-Men movies as Storm, she really hasn't done a lot to prove herself. And here she has a really interesting backstory with John Wick. There's a tension between them, but there's an understanding of what is going on, and she has to do what she has to do. Now let's talk about the villains, because in John Wick Chapter 2, my biggest issue was with Ruby Rose. She really was a terrible villain, and Common as well was such an awesome, tough opponent for John Wick, but he was barely in it. the villains are so much better. Like, these are the best villains I've seen in the John Wick universe. Mark Dacascos plays the main antagonist in this film, and I really liked his villain portrayal. He's like a huge fan of John Wick. I was just mind blown on how funny some of his scenes were. They were really well incorporated with some of the humor that I didn't expect. It was well incorporated with this villain. Plus, he is so awesome. Like, he is unstoppable. He's a martial artist, and it's so finally cool to see John Wick kind of have a match. I really had no issues besides some certain characters not getting the screen time that they should have, or maybe some characters that were back and really didn't need to come back. Lawrence Fishburne, he was in Chapter 2. I thought he was fine in Chapter 2, but here he's just wasted, just like in some other films. His character is just there just because he's associated with John Wick and all that, blah, blah, blah. John Wick Chapter 3 Parabellum is an excellent entry in this franchise. For a third installment, it's fantastic in what it did with the action, with the storylines, with the intensity, the villains, and all that. Parabellum is fantastic. It's the best action film I've seen since Mission Impossible Fallout. I loved a lot of things about the film. And guys, I cannot wait for you guys to see this film. On my rating scale, John Wick Chapter 3 Parabellum gets a perfect 5 out of 5 stars. So there you have it, guys. That was my review for John Wick Chapter 3 Parabellum. So what did you guys think of this film if you saw it? And did you love it, think it was okay, or did you absolutely hate it? Let me know down below in the comments. Stay tuned to my ranking for all 3 John Wick movies coming up next. You will find out which John Wick film is my favorite. So look forward to that ranking. Thank you guys as always for watching this review, and if you guys liked it, give it a thumbs up, and if you're new to the channel, be sure to subscribe today for more content. All my social media links are in the description down below. Click that notification bell on your way out, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye!